interest is at the table, and when the interests converge, you'll be pushed out of the table. This is what best describes what is happening in Kitui as far as Charity Ngilu issue is concerned. Interests converge, then you wipe away impossibilities. You saw that Kotu boss Oduor crossed over to Kenya Kwanza, and there are many who have crossed. Now, those who followed Azimio campaigns, especially in Kitui, would tell on the silent or rather soft power war between Charity Ngilu and Kalonzo Musyoka. It was a fight for heavyweight. Remember, this has been going on for some time. This has been going on for some time. It's a historic war between Charity Ngilu and Kalonzo Musyoka. And you'll understand, when Kalonzo decided to put a demand to Raila Odinga on condition of supporting Raila's presidential bid, that Charity Ngilu had to drop out of the Kitui gubernatorial race, and that ticket was given to Malombe. But just to be fair enough, with Kalonzo's candidate there, Malombe getting the support of Kalonzo, Charity Ngilu did not have a chance to win that seat in this election. I may be wrong on this. Even in 2017, he got bit of a support. She was actually supported by Kalonzo Musyoka. So this is something that I want us to look at in a very good context. Malombe went back and got that seat in the last 20 general election. During the burial of Professor Makau Mtua, brother, in Kitui, Senator Enoch Wambua revealed frantic efforts by Charity Ngilu, and they were getting shocked that being that she was one of the people that were in the forefront in Azimio campaigns, she's the person that is now making calls to Ukambani leaders to meet President William Ruto.
Baba, when we were campaigning, you know very well, we joined hands with our sister, the former governor of Kitui, Charity. Akatembea na sisi. Lakini sasa, as we speak today, it's a big shame that Baba, you are here and Charity is not here. It's a big shame Baba, that huyu Charity sasa ndiye anapigia watu simu hapa Kitui, Machakos, Makueni, anataka kupeleka watu kwa Ruto. It's a shame. It's a big shame. Na sisi tunasema, sisi Baba tutasimama imara na wewe. Kama vitu mwazia tende.
But with all due respect, I want to give some respect to Charity Ngilu's way of doing it. Even if you are moving to Kenya Kwanza, I think it's just better you do it that way instead of crashing and creating very wrong narratives or very wrong attacks on Raila Odinga, like what the Jubilee Wing are doing and the ODM 9 ODM debates are doing, or even others. Look at even the way Kotu boss crossed over to government. There was no problem. And you've not seen a public altercation between Oduor and Raila Odinga. You've not seen that. So look at how elders are handling their politics. You know, Charity Ngilu is a senior citizen, is a senior politician. Look at the way she's handling that move. And look at the way Jubilee young team are handling it. Of course, you have to give them a bit of some excuse, because people are also positioning, and it's only Raila Odinga that is used to election loss. Others cannot stomach an election loss, and so they will make very quick decisions. I've always said that Azimio was to win elections, and many people who were there for the issue of winning election. Now, It is not a loss to Raila Odinga as much as many people might look at it, because Raila is dropping the old guards and is signaling a transition to the new generation. Sometime last year, we were actually analyzing that the Winnie Odingas and the Charlie Rutos will be in the forefront in the coming years. Now, as now we talk, the people that are around Raila Odinga are young people. You know, he's been blamed all along that he's not been supporting young people, he's not been being with them. But he has dropped the old guards, the Ongwaes, the Ngilus, they're not there. The people that are now the talk, or that now occupy the front line, are the Gauchos and the Nurokangas of our time, the Babu Owino. So, Ledama Olokina. Now, that new blood of young people that are now coming in are clearly replacing the old guard. So, I don't think it's a loss to Raila Odinga. Now, Ruto would welcome Charity Ngilu for some two reasons. Cosmetic reconciliation. Cosmetic. Charity Ngilu is used to say during campaigns, let me just say it, that akiona Ruto kwa TV anazima. You know, and of course she was a very strong critic of William Ruto from Kitui, even more critical and more lethal than Kalonzo Musyoka. Not like her, she's so lethal. Huh? And her and the statements of Kotu boss, Francis Atwoli. I remember when President went to Kakamega, akaambia tu ni pole. So even that will happen to Charity Ngilu. It's a cosmetic reconciliation. Because indeed, at the end of the day, the revisits are just going to be done. The other reason of Ruto going after Charity Ngilu, and will give it Charity Ngilu, is to checkmate Kalonzo Musyoka. Because there was a gentleman who was supposed to checkmate Kalonzo in the name of Alfred Mutua, but with that ministry has been given, he's more of an enlight politician and, you know, just flying from one country to the other. And now I don't think he has the political clout to checkmate Kalonzo Musyoka, because for him he's in government. Now, Charity Ngilu will be brought forth on those two missions, that I'm a concerned person, and this and that. The other thing is to checkmate Kalonzo Musyoka. But she could also try to reorganize. I want to humbly request you, as before I move to what is behind this move, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. Thank you very much for those who are supporting us from different parts of the globe. Asanteni sana. Together we grow. What I'm seeing here is Charity Ngilu is trying to protect interests, including pending litigation or revisit missions that can be meted against her for her 5 years that she served as a governor. And some of these governors are looking for immunity, you know, like Ongwae. Some of them are looking for immunity, and it's just cool in politics. Sometimes when people choose elective politics, I don't know why public service do not have a feeling of just leaving the stage. I even now, I realize that today, Kenyans are really asking William Ruto to kick out governors who have applied to be chief administrative secretaries. With people asking why do they want to work as in the ministries as assistant ministers, while people who are working as governors, they had served as governors, ni nini wanataka kufanya kwa ministry yenye kufanya kiwa governor? That makes a lot of sense. Huh? So some of these governors are also looking for that litigation to immunity. So good. I don't know whether Ruto will actually crack that place. Give some credit to Kalonzo Musyoka. Raila Odinga is a very strong politician. But Ruto raided 9 MPs. Kalonzo Musyoka, with the low diplomacy, and he has still held grip. He's still holding grip of Ukambani. And an attempt to raid is not yet been successful. By the way, I am told the meeting that they held recently, the retreat, was after this escapades by the Charity Ngilus so that they can be taken to William Ruto. Now, Charity Ngilu want to play that role and fall back as a community representative and wrestle that voting constituency from Kalonzo Musyoka. But also see a possibility that she will want to vie in Kitui, maybe through a UDA-friendly wing, maybe merge that party with the UDA, so that they will benefit from a post-election deal if they crash out, or rather if she doesn't win. Regroup to form anti-Kalonzo caucus for political auction. Yes. So long as you can wrestle that voting constituency from Kalonzo Musyoka, then you're gonna sit down with William Ruto and tell William Ruto that, you know what, I have now Camp Nation behind me, so you need to work with me. This is just political positioning, and maybe it can succeed, maybe it can fail, but there's also fear of Ruto's revisit missions. Remember, as I said, she was very lethal against William Ruto in the last general election. So that will be it. I don't know whether you see it as a shocker, as a loss, or a blow to Raila Odinga, because they're not. I don't think they can even join what's happening in terms of these rallies. They're not that. Some of these people are just taking their own interest. It's not about the people. That's what Kenyans need to understand. That sometimes it's only a few leaders that have the interest of pushing it to the population. But others, so long as their interests can be curtailed, then they're not going to go that route. That's my take, guys. Let's meet tomorrow.